Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Bob with Trade Genius, the 16th of November, and I want to show you something. We are so incredibly close to, I think, a pretty good sell-off. A lot of people are talking about the blow-off is coming, but we got a VIX now, and I'll show you that first, and then I'll show you the sell-offs that happen when VIX gets down here. So here's the VIX at 12.1 on this VIX thing. Fixed contract's a little bit different price, but it tells the same story. So on Wednesday we start a new options contract that goes into December, and my expectation is they're going to probably try to drive this thing down even lower before we get there. This is a weekly look at the VIX, just so you guys can see this. And we have more short contracts on than ever before in the history of the stock market. So it's frustrating for people that know everything's overvalued, and as a trader you have to kind of wait. But if you believe this is false and fake and overvalued, you're right. Can you trade it yet? You almost have to wait for it to happen, because every time you take a shot, it'll come back on you. And I've taken a couple really light shots, and I've had to pull them both back because just not quite ready for prime time. And so if you look here, the VIX actually got down to as low as 11.0 here, and so they can drive it down another 7-8%, which is just astounding to me. And they may just do it. They may just keep chasing people out of this position, or at any time we could just get a massive snapback. And these snapbacks are pretty good, and I mean, some of them have rocketed. So you just have to bear in mind, somebody has to unwind 200,000, 225,000 contracts. A lot of leverage there. So having known that, and these flags are showing you the changes in trend, actionable trade is in trend. But now let's go to the SPY here. Is that when we had the last, what they call the Volmageddon, you had this massive move down because they spiked the VIX. They destroyed XIV in one night, and within 2 weeks you had 11-12% sell-off. And then here, same thing again, and I'll show you. This one was about 21% sell-off, and these are between 7 and 8%. And so my window in here is that I think we're going to be at least 8% to about 11.5%, get down to this third standard deviation here. And it'll happen anytime between now and the beginning of spring. But my suspicion is, if I'm reading the criminals right, is that they need tax revenue. And the only place that really does a lot of tax revenue is from capital gains. And so they may try to scare the children here before the end of the year, get people to barf up their shares so they could generate a taxable event that's going to be profitable. So just keep that in mind. That's my expectation. We'll get some sort of sell-off between now and the end of the year for no other reason than that. But if they do hold that off, then for sure people are going to be selling hard in January, because they do not want to take the risk of President Trump losing this election, and you get Elizabeth Warren in there as the president, or some other crazy person that keeps talking wealth taxes. People are going to just try to get out of this stuff and be done with it. So that's what it is right now. Watch Tuesday, Wednesday, and see if we get a sell-off. And then the only other problem is we go into Thanksgiving week. I have to check. Some people say it's a quiet week, but I think there's been some pretty good sell-offs during Thanksgiving week. I just have to check with some people that do the historical, tabulating. But I think there has been some sell-offs into Thanksgiving week, so it might be an interesting time to, low volume sell-off, which are even scarier than these low volume lift-offs that we've been having. So anywho, that's what I wanted to show you. I've been talking about a lot of other stuff all weekend long, and appreciate your listening. And if you're a trader, get ready. There might be some opportunities for you. If you hold, I think you should have been trimming down the whole way up, so that you're in a position here to have some free capital when we get this pushed down, and so you can position again. I don't think this is the start of the death ride. I think that's in 2021, but I think we're gonna get a lot of action. And look, 2019 was very tradable. It wasn't like it was straight up. I mean, this is like a 25% move, but you had 3 opportunities to position, and I think you're gonna get a 4th. Anyway, guys, have a good one. I'll catch you later. Bye bye.